As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Hi there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Nice job by Steve Carell. In a recorded video, Steve Carell popped on several high schools around LA to give the seniors a special announcement. The seniors thought maybe it was a joke or an AI kind of thing. The announcement was that all the seniors' prom tickets had been paid for by a nonprofit that Steve Carell has worked alongside before. In the video, Steve says, "Attention all seniors, this is Steve Carell with a very special announcement. I work with a wonderful charity based out of Virginia called Alice's Kids, and Alice's Kids wanted me to let you know that they'll be paying for all your prom tickets." Ron Fitzsimmons is the executive director of Alice's Kids. He told the Washington Post, "The prom is a party, and more than anything, these kids need a party. They need something that's uplifting." In Virginia, Alice's Kids works to provide low-income or disadvantaged children something they need. For the LA thing, after the wildfires, it was decided that not just the money, but what students needed was a good time. Alice's Kids is donating $175,000 to send 800 seniors to the prom. Good news for me, if you heard the last episode, I told you how I put on 8 pounds on my donuts diet. Well, scientists have noticed that obesity genes that cause dogs and people to pile on the pounds has been identified. Well, this is good. They were studying Labrador retrievers and basement podcasters and discovered several genes associated with canine and podcaster obesity. And the Cambridge University team showed that the same genes are associated with obesity in humans, specifically fat guys reading you happy stories. The gene is called DENND1B. We got to give that a cool name. Can we just call it Dennis or something? Anyway, the researchers explained that it directly affects a brain pathway responsible for regulating energy balance in the body. Alice McClellan is in charge of this thing and said the results emphasize the importance of fundamental brain pathways in controlling appetite and body weight. But these genes are not immediately obvious targets for weight loss drugs because they control other key biological processes in the body that should not be interfered with. Co-author of the study, Natalie Wallace, said, "We found that dogs at high genetic risk of obesity were more interested in food. I think that's every dog I've ever owned." Anyway, the researchers tell us people at high genetic risk of developing obesity will not necessarily become obese if they follow a strict diet and exercise regimen, but are more prone to weight gain, and I'll add in, if they go to Dunkin' Donuts and get 2 donuts every morning all winter long and then say, it's too cold to run outside. Good news for a river in England. It has been granted legal rights as a living entity. The Universal Declaration of River Rights gives the waterway 8 rights, including the right to flow, the right to be pollution-free, the right to have native biodiversity, and the right to undergo regeneration and restoration. Also out of the UK, a new proposed copyright law would make it easier for AI companies to use the work of musicians to train their models. The artists don't like this. So what did they do? Folks like Annie Lennox and Imogene Heap released a silent album titled, Is This What We Want? The 12-track album, it's on Spotify. It features ambient sounds of empty studios and performance spaces to symbolize the impact we expect the government's proposals would have on musicians' livelihood. All proceeds from the streams will benefit a UK charity that supports working and retired musicians. White Smoke. The path to a new pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the Church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to caloroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 good news stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the Uninterrupted Listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to caloroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
And in Bristol, a lot of UK today, the Upside Down House has opened. I've seen a few of these as I've traveled the world. I feel like there's one in Orlando. Maybe I'm making that up. Anyway, the Upside Down House is painted in cheerful colors. There's 2 floors of furniture attached to the ceilings. If you want to load up on your Instagram, there's a kitchen, a living room, and a bedroom. You get to walk on the ceiling and look up at the tables, chairs, beds, and even toilets. This seems to be a thing. There's also a haunted upside-down house and an upside-down Santa thing around Christmas time. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.